For action of human movement, you have the floor, please.
Mr. President, the High Commissioner reports and recommendations continue to ignore who the victims in Sri Lanka are due to the massive atrocities. This Council continues to deny justice for genocide against Eelam Tamils. Eelam Tamils across the world already expressed our disappointment many times in extending the duration of the Resolution 30/1 that was adopted in October 2015. Sri Lanka has done nothing in seeking truth, justice and accountability towards the Tamil victims of genocide. And currently, Sri Lanka is ruled by perpetrators of genocide against Tamils. Eelam Tamils in north and east of Sri Lanka are living under military occupation. The military is composed by almost more than 98% of Sinhalese. We ask to the country who co-sponsored the resolutions 30/1, 34/1, 40/1 to organize a special session on Sri Lanka. Mr. President, to resolve Tamils' occupation and the militarization of Eelam Tamils, my organization urges the UN Human Rights Council to double the efforts and focus also on the present hate crimes and on the heritage, cultural and structural genocide of Eelam Tamils which is taking place in the north and east, to refer Sri Lanka to the International Criminal Court, to appoint a country-specific reporter for Sri Lanka to monitor and report to the international community, to demilitarize and stop the colonization of north and east of Sri Lanka. Thank you.
Next speaker is Association Solidarité Internationale pour l'Afrique. You have the floor, please. Okay. I see that they are absent. The Culturel de Tamil en France. You have the floor, please.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I am Mrs. Leela Devi Anandanadaraja, the Secretary to the Association for the Relatives of the Enforced Disappearances from North and East part of Sri Lanka. My son A. Anuraj had been made to disappear after being taken by the Sri Lankan army for interrogation at the Omandai checkpost in year 2009 May. The former Defence Secretary and the current President of Sri Lanka, Mr. Gotabaya Rajapakse, had announced recently that no disappeared are in his custody and all of them had been killed during the war. This is an utter lie. Further, one of the ministers in the Gotabaya's government, Mr. Vimal Veeramansa, had openly said that the Tamil people should dig graves to find out their family members and relatives. How could he say that those who had been handed over to the Sri Lankan army after the tail end of the war, believing the fake promise of the Sri Lankan government that our loved ones would be released after interrogation, are now dead? In the meanwhile, the President had granted general amnesty to the army prisoners who had been sentenced to death and also given promotion to a higher rank. How could anybody, especially minority group like us, expect justice from such a president? Hence, we urge your honor to refer this matter to the Security Council, enabling to prosecute Sri Lanka at the International Criminal Court. Already 69 mothers in our protest had died due to stress and various illness without finding solution for their grievances. Thank you.
There is Association Tendral. You have the floor, please.
President, we are totally under shock that the member countries and observers of this council continue to delay justice of Eelam Tamil victim of genocide. We express our disappointment of the country continue extending the duration for have a real investigation into genocide in north and east of Sri Lanka. We welcome the intervention of many member countries on the call for ICA on Myanmar, and we ask to those countries to refer Sri Lanka to ICJ. During the genocide war against Eelam Tamil in the island of Sri Lanka, 146,679 people were unaccounted for only in Vani, and on that too only during the last 1 year of war from 2008 to 2009. And victim of enforced disappearing and victim of genocide are still on the street for justice. 11 years after, they all are waiting justice from this August Assembly. Sri Lankan decide to withdraw from 30/1, and even Tamil victim of genocide don't expect any justice from Sri Lankan domestic process. As stated the Sri Lankan foreign minister, there's no one sign-arm fire for 11 years, but Sri Lankan government continue to occupy Tamil.eelam with its genocide force. We ask to the country go sponsor the resolution 30/1, 34/1, 40/1 to organize a special season on
Thank
Sri
you
Lanka.
very much. Speaker is Association d'étudiants Tamil de France. You have the floor.
We thank the High Commissioner for her report on Sri Lanka. However, we are worried about the lack of justice for victims of genocide on her report on Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan government forces in 2009 overwhelmed the Tamil, ended a bloody war in which Tamil resistance group fought to secure a separate state. Sri Lankan military forces made a genocide war against Tamils by killing more than 147,000 people in a short period of 6 months. All Tamil human rights activists, civil society and elected members reiterate its call on the Council to establish an international investigation into alleged violation of international humanitarian and human rights law, crimes against humanity and crimes of genocide by Sri Lankan security forces during the conflict in Sri Lanka. The Northern Provincial Council, Tamil Nadu State Assembly, elected by more than 80 million Tamils, has demanded the independent international investigation on all crimes including genocide. The successive resolution presented at this assembly ignores the call for international investigation into the main crime against the Tamil people. The unitary state system in the island denies Tamils nationhood, sovereignty and the right to self-determination of Eelam Tamils. Without this being addressed, there can be no political solution, no justice, no security, no reconciliation for the Tamil people. Eelam Tamils continues to suffering discrimination despite the defeat of the Tamil Tiger resistance. We ask to the country co-sponsor the resolution 30/1, 34/1, 40/1 to organize a special session on Sri Lanka as early as possible. To refer Sri Lanka to the International Criminal Court, appoint a country-specific reporter for Sri Lanka to monitor and report to the international community to demilitarize and stop colonization of north and east of Sri Lanka. Thank you.
Association Bharati Centre Cultural Franco-Tamil. You have the floor, please.
Mr. Vice President and Madam High Commissioner, the oral update on Sri Lanka assesses the Sri Lankan government's conduct in implementing Resolution 30/1. Resolution 30/1 was co-sponsored by the previous government, much to the praise of the members of this council. This was despite the Tamil victims of genocide being extremely skeptical of the substance of the resolution as falling far below their expectations on promoting reconciliation, accountability and human rights. Our organization repeatedly pointed out that Resolution 30/1 was cleverly worded to contain accountability to an internal investigation as opposed to a hybrid criminal justice mechanism as sold to the Tamil victims. After 5 years of this council granting extensions to Sri Lanka, despite the government of the day openly stating that it would not implement the resolution, a new government has come to power last November. The new president is a man who stands accused as the mastermind of the crimes that occurred. This new government, not surprisingly, has formally announced to this council its withdrawal from the co-sponsorship of Resolution 30/1 and thereby a rejection of the resolution itself. Mr. Vice President and Madam High Commissioner, is it not at least now time to own up to the severe shortcomings of this council's ability to promote criminal justice on a reluctant state and call upon for Sri Lanka to be referred to the ICC or call for the setting up of an ad hoc international tribunal?